Morning, welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday morning today. I'm back from the days, I had a long weekend basically. I had yesterday off. What am I on with today? Well, I'm not on with what I want to be on with, to be honest with you. I'd ordered a SCR on Friday for that 140 up the road, way up in the borders, and I expected it to be in yesterday, but I thought, well, it's no great hardship if it doesn't turn up till this morning, but it still hasn't turned up this morning. It's about 10 o'clock-ish now. So yeah, while I'm waiting for that to come in, I'm putting this hitch on this digger, and remember on Friday I said that there's no hitch hoses for it. There isn't any hitch hoses for it, so I just had to measure up. I'm going to go and get a couple of hoses made. There's a pipe bit just around the corner, so I'll go and get that done. I'll put some pipes on it, put the hitch on it, and I can sort of finish PDIing it, then bleed the lock valves up, set the dash up, grease it, check levels, all that stuff. So I'll maybe even get this finished at this rate. Right, I'll chuck my tools in a toolbox and I'll go and get a couple of pipes made up. Right, it was 11 o'clock, 10 past 11 when this box was delivered. So I did actually get that 5.5 ton digger finished. Didn't film it, I'm just feeling a bit run down and one thing or another, so I didn't really capture anything of the PDI. But anyway, this is more what I'm concerned about, fitting this SCR. So it's going to fetch the machine over. I think what I'm going to do is get rid of the error code on it with the current one fitted and put the new one on it. I'll just look at the workshop manual and just see what it's suggesting to do on there first, I think. I've only ever fitted 2 of these, I think, so it's not just something that's fresh in my memory. SCR, that's the big hole left behind. So got the upstream knock sensor here, comes through onto the this here is, what is that? That's the exhaust brake. So when you put it into a burnout or a regeneration, that exhaust brake will close, which raises the exhaust temperature. You've got a few pipes here for, this is your EGR cooler, EGR pipe going in up to your EGR valve up there, EGR temp sensor, EGR valve body. Although Perkins don't call it EGR, do they? They call it NRS, NOx reduction system. They don't have EGR valves on their engines, no, they have NRS systems. Anyway, the new one comes with a new injector and 2 temperature sensors already installed, so it's not too bad, like, it isn't. Right, I'll get this new one listed on. So everything's back together, and the error code has gone. Now what I did this time, instead of running it through an after treatment test and doing a burnout to kind of reset the system, what I did this time was I did the reset. So when you go to reset, it fetches up a box, and you basically then need to phone Perkins help desk and you ask for a factory password, and basically you need to read out all the numbers and figures in individual boxes, and then at their end they click OK, and that generates two unique factory passwords, which they then read out over the phone, and you input them and then input the second one and click OK, and that kind of resets the codes. So that's what I've done this time, just because I didn't want to sort of expose a brand new SCR to super high temperatures so early in its life. You'd like the machine to kind of sort of get into the habit of doing its cycle naturally, so to speak. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is just sort of run it for 10-15 minutes at a high idle, and just monitor everything on the AdBlue system. So if I open this page, it's slow today, and go to the after treatment system stuff, and we can just sort of keep an eye on various bits and pieces. SCR, yeah, so I'll keep an eye on the AdBlue pressure and everything. Once it's warmed up, it's just priming itself at the minute, but yeah, we'll just we'll let it do its thing. Okay, so I've been watching it now for about 5-10 minutes. The AdBlue pressure is nice and stable, not jumping around all over the place. Not that it was before, but it's good to take note. The temperatures are looking good too. Everything looks kind of normal, nothing jumping out at me. So yeah, I think we've got it sus. Alright, that's him back to work. Gonna do a couple of hours. Gonna do a couple of hours today, and there's only 100 hours out for service, so I'll probably be back here in a fortnight's time. Anyway, right, I've got 2 hours back to Carlisle. It's 3:30, so that'll be finishing time. All works out nicely, look. Hello, Wednesday today. I'm back at this 14-tonner. I've got a box here, look, with a hitch ram in it. If you remember back, was it Friday, I came and had a look at it. Gonna reseal it, but there was a big chunk out of the ram, so there'll be a little point in resealing it. I've got a new ram now. I'm gonna have a go at stripping it out. I don't think I've ever replaced a hitch ram on a beef hitch before, so I'll be learning. I will. Right, I'll definitely need a tin of WD-40 and yeah, see what happens. I need it all the time. Honey, I need love. Won't you make it right? Honey, I need love. I need it all the time. So it's all coming apart. Yeah, I'm just kind of making it up as I go along, if I'm honest with you, but I've got all that out, and I'm just sort of looking, how does that come out of there? Well, underneath this spring here, there's a rubber packer there. So what I need to do is get that rubber bit out, pull that rubber bit out, and then it'll slot out. Obviously this spring stops that bit of rubber from falling out, and I need that spring off. Now I can't do that with this one. Of the two, see how that one's sheared off there? When I looked at the pair of them, I thought this one was going to be the trouble one, but it isn't. This one's broken as well, away from this shaft, and it's broken inside this nut. The nut's moving freely up and down this shaft, which is good, but I can only get so far before it bottoms out with this, so I need this bit of broken threaded bar wound out, but I cannot get it to move. I can hardly get Stilsons in there. Yeah, I am struggling. I can't cut it off and drill it or out like. So I'm a bit puzzled now what to do, because I can't pull this out this slotted hole here unless I get the grinder and grind a bit of the hitch out, but I really don't want to do that. I need to get this broken bit out of this one. So that's what you can see is struggling at it. Well, something had to give. That snapped off that shaft. What I'm gonna do with all that, I'll just not have to have one. I'll get a fresh one of them. Not straightforward, is it? You know, of the two springs, like I say, that's how this other spring should look. And of the two of them, and I looked, I thought this one was going to be the problem one. Anyway, I just need to get these rubber blocks out of here and it should fall out. I'll take the pipes off now, switch the machine off, get it lifted out. Hooray! It's out. God, I can't wait till summertime comes and this is just a big dust bowl. Honestly, you can't walk about in it. Just bang made on that now. Starting to get in a bad mood. Right, I need to put this new ram on. Whew. What a job. Not the half-hour job I expected it to be anyway. Oh Lord. Right, I'll get some stuff swapped onto the new one and get it in. Now that I've done it once, I'll know how to do it next time, I suppose. You have to get every single moving part off that hitch. Every single thing. Okie dokie.
Honey, I need love. I need it all the time. Honey, I need love. Won't you make it right?
It went back together a lot quicker than it did taking it apart. Obviously I've had to leave this spring assembly off on this side. Hitch still functions. I suppose a bit of threaded bar, although it's got like you could maybe modify a bit of threaded bar to make that work, but you want the right thing really, don't you? It's a hitch at the end of the day, it's holding the bucket and it's swinging over people's heads, but yeah. Right, I've got a lot of packing up to do. Everything's absolutely caked in this stuff. I'm going to have a bite to eat because I'm evidently getting a bit hungry, and I'm going to head back through to Carlisle. Alright, I'm back at the yard and just got to give this 5.5 ton digger a good swill off, and that'll be this finished. That'll be the day put in. Somewhere about there. Right, I'll get this washed off. and that's this digger finished. I'll go and park it up. So yeah, I got some hitch hoses made yesterday. Run them down there, nice and neat. I've bled the lock valves up, just in there. It's all been greased. All the levels checked. I think it looks good, like DX50Z. Little 5-tonner. I have noticed it's got quite a short arm in it compared to the 55 that's over there. So whether that's any different. Obviously it hasn't got the sort of bolt-on counterweight either. Yeah, that is all done. Right, we'll go and have a look up the yard at the jobs to do. Yeah, so there's your comparison. That is a DX55 and that's a DX50. Counterweight, no counterweight. Also, I'm pretty sure, bad to judge, but that boom there, that arm is longer than that one, I think. So obviously with the more weight on the back, you can obviously reach your arm out further. I wonder as well, where do those mounting bolts go into? So they're going through the back, look, and there's no holes in the back, so you couldn't add extra ballast to a 50 by the look of it, unless you change that counterweight to the 55 counterweight and then put that on. So yeah, I need to repair the bottom of that skip. Heat it up, bend it flat, weld it in place, and then I'll see if I can find a bit of scrap metal just to run in on top of it. Just, it's not to be perfect, I was told, just sort of watertight-ish. So that's to do. I'll probably do that on Friday afternoon. I've got 2 services out west to do on Friday. So that'll probably get us back in the yard for about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Spend a couple of hours on this. And then tomorrow I've got a 3-ton Mechlac dumper, or a 3-ton Terex dumper. Needs a forward reverse switch, and also noise when them trains go by. And it wants a little service as well. And then I've got that environment temperature sensor to go on that DX210. So that's all in the same sort of area. And then that'll get us back to the yard mid-afternoon again, and I've got this to work on. So this finished its job. Remember I was at it last week, just went to it for the hitch not working, got the hitch going, and then noticed that the pilot cut off solenoid wasn't working, and also the fan has only got 1 speed, which is flat out. So I'm going to work on that tomorrow afternoon, hopefully. Right, yeah, I've got nothing else to add. I'll call at the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Probably a lot of time lapses on this one, just that it's the way it's been. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.